What's up everyone, it's your man Average Rich, back at it, and this time we're going to do things a little differently. So this video is for people that like to be a little more hands-on and take on home projects and save a little money while they're doing it. So I'm going to show you guys how to change a light switch in under 5 minutes. So long story short, I've been getting a little handy around the house, and I recently installed a ceiling fan with one of my friends. Now the ceiling fan came with a remote control and a light dimmer, and also the switch running to the ceiling has a dimmer as well. So the two dimmers caused an electrical issue for the fan, and after a while it started to bug me. So I consulted with my friend, and he told me that eliminating the switch on the wall will eliminate the problem for me altogether. So here's what you need. You'll need the new switch, a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver, a volt detector, and based on the complexity of the switch you may need a wire cutter and electrical tape. Now the first thing you want to do is cut off all power to the fan. I like to take the switch off on the wall as well as the switch in the circuit breaker. And with your flathead screwdriver, you want to remove all of the screws on your switch plate. Now you can use that same flathead screwdriver to pry off the plate from the wall. Now under the plate, each switch is going to have individual screws holding it to the wall. Based on the screw used, you can use a Phillips head or a flathead to remove the switch from the wall. And you can also use a flathead screwdriver to pry the individual switch from the wall. Now that the switch is out of the wall, you want to use your volt detector to make sure that there's no current running to the individual wires. With no beeping sound, you know that it's safe to now touch the wire and remove the switch from the wall. So when dealing with basic switches like this, there's 3 wires to know about. There's your line wire, your load wire, and your ground wire. The line wire is going to carry electricity from your circuit breaker to your switch. Your load wire is going to carry electricity from your switch to your device, which in this case will be the ceiling fan. The ground wire, that carries excess electricity away from the switch to prevent electrical buildup and shock. But in this case, the ground wire isn't necessary because the switch box that houses all of the switches is made out of plastic. And as we all know, electricity doesn't travel to plastic. Now you have 2 wires exposed, and you can turn the circuit breaker back on to test to see which is your load wire and your line wire. The volt detector is going to give off a beeping sound for your load wire, and it should give nothing for the line wire. Once you find out which is which, be sure to take off the power from the circuit breaker before you touch the wires again. Now on the back of your new switch, you're going to see 2 holes. The top is where you're going to insert your load wire, and the bottom is going to be where you insert your line wire. So insert your wires and use a Phillips head screwdriver to fasten it to make sure that it's nice and tight. At this point, you're able to flick the circuit breaker back on and test the switch to make sure that it works. Once you confirm that everything's working, turn the power back off from the circuit breaker just to be safe. And now you can install the switch back into the switch box and adjust it so it can fit under the switch plate. And once everything's secured in the wall, you can now turn the power back on at the circuit breaker for the last time. And that's it. Just like that, you changed your switch, saved yourself a bill of about 50 to 150 bucks, but most important, you did it yourself. So pat yourself on the back. Good job.